Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plains. Hang on a second. My flash ain't working. All right, fine, leave it. All right, hey, good morning, everybody. It is the 31st of May. It's a Tuesday. We got lots going on in the world. Lots of European economic data. That's important because we got an ECB meeting coming up. And on the same day, in the same city, there's an OPEC meeting. What do you mean there's no room at the inn? Boy, that's going to be complicated, huh? And then what else we got going on? We got lots of news in the United States. How about that flash crash in China? Holy smokes, eh? Lots of things to talk about, lots of things to discuss. Of course, lots of technical analysis to get in on. So without further ado, let's get on with it. Yeah, Charlie, it's the June meeting for OPEC. So welcome to Forex.Today. Nice to see you again. We do these sessions every single day. Let me remind you that trading Forex is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results, but please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Hey, if you're watching a recording of this video, you're watching it on YouTube or you're watching it on Forex.Today, would you leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, and just do all that kind of stuff? It takes you 1 second. It's a big deal. Get it done. Pay it back. Show some loyalty. Show some respect. Your mother would be disappointed in you if you didn't at least give it a like. I'm not joking. She'd be very upset. Hey, my name is Wayne McDonell. I'm the Chief FX Market Strategist for TradersWay. We're a broker. We want to be your broker. So we're investing into you up front, hopefully to give you the skills and the confidence to one day take the leap and get put real money into the market and become a currency trader. That's it. We want to build your loyalty, and that's why I'm here this morning. We do these sessions at London lunch, which is 7:30 in the morning New York time. Get you ready for the New York session. Do that Monday through Thursday here at Forex.Today, and every Friday at FX Street, where I'm also the Forex Speaker of the Year. So thank you very much for your loyalty. I do appreciate it. So what's going on in the world, son? Japanese unemployment, 3.2%. 3.2, huh? It's pretty amazing, isn't it? The job to applicant ratio. That's not very high. Well, I guess not, but not many people are looking. Kiwi building permits up 6.6%, which is amazing, isn't it, compared to last month? Negative 9.8. So it was down 10%. Now it's up 7%. Oh, so what is that? Basically zero. What's the average of that? Zero. Japanese overall household spending down, but not by much. That's actually better than expected. Negative, but still better than expected. Australia. Building approvals up 3%. Look at the year-over-year number. They thought it'd be almost -7, but it actually turned out to be almost +1. That's a big spread. So that's a huge surprise to the upside. Did you buy the spike the retracement on the spike? Aye. Did you do what Uncle Wayne teaches you to do? Aye. Spike retracement. Yeah, Aussie yen. I mean, yeah. What else are you going to trade, right? So that was a good op. Japanese vehicle production, negative 10%. What? What'd they do? Set a bunch of Toyotas on fire? Yeah, it could be that earthquake, huh? Pretty amazing. That can't be good. I wonder what happened to Toyota and Honda and stuff today, huh? Burn, baby, burn. And then in 1 minute today, in the Chinese stock market, the stock market dropped 10% in 1 minute. 1 minute later, or let's say by the end of that 1 minute, it was back to where it was. Holy. Yeah, limit down. Yeah, excuse me. What they think it is, it wasn't like, it wasn't that the market, like the mechanisms broke. Some dude wanted to sell 10 contracts, but accidentally sold 100 billion. Whoops. But it also shows you that there are orders in the market outside of the market. Let's say if you had over the course of a minute or so, or over the course of a few minutes, you had, let's say, 3 sets of Bollinger Bands, 2 standard deviations, 3 standard, and then maybe 5 standard deviations. And you say, hey, well, in a situation like that, if we drop 5 standard deviations, I want to pick that up just for a mean reversion. Or if it spikes, I want to sell that just based on a mean reversion. And there are orders sitting there, so the price comes down and immediately, boom, it put other people in. Pretty cool. So there were people waiting to buy, and they got their opportunity. So yeah, so that's what they call that. That can happen, and it seems like that's what's happened. It wasn't that there was a breakdown. And did you read the Bank of Korea meeting minutes? Yeah? Professional trader, huh? Yeah, of course, right? Fred's like, read them. I wrote them. One member had noted that downside risks to the economy was increasing and needed to cut rates in the near term, especially if China is devaluing. Well, the yuan, the renminbi, the RMB has been weakening only for 3 weeks in a row, every day for 3 weeks. So that'll do it more than anything. In Europe, German retail sales, -9. That's not good. Year over year, they say it's 2.3, so they say it's better than expected year over year. But I don't think it's been very good over the last few months. Right? I don't think so. That's not good on the short term. On the over a course of a year, that seems fine. So it depends on what you want to look at. French CPI, not bad. German unemployment, 6.1. All right. Good. Fine. Yep. Suppose it depends on who you're counting. No, everybody always says that. Unemployment rate in the Eurozone, 10%. Wow. CPI negative. So Draghi, what's he going to do? Draghi needs to tell us that things are working, things are improving, but he can't say anything too good because he doesn't want the euro to appreciate. But he can't say what I'm doing is not working. Wait, he's not French, is he? But anyways, he needs to say he's doing a good job, but not that good. So, he doesn't want to say too much. Yeah, Trichet. More champagne. All right. What's going on today? Oh, not much. Baltic Dry Index. Personal income. Personal spending. PCE. That's a lot, by the way. The Fed pays attention to PCE, right? Canadian GDP. Case-Shiller. Chicago PMI. And consumer confidence. Oh, so there's news at really 8:30, 8:30, 8:30, 9, 9:45, and 10. Holy smokes. What? Last day of the month, too. Boo-hoo, huh? So maybe something will happen. Maybe we'll move the market. Well, we don't know, Fred, but if people need to get out of positions because of the end of the month, then those things will move. And then those things, if they move, they could move currencies if they're foreign investors and so on and so forth. So like if oil crashes today, then, we'll eyeball what needs to be done. Yes, thank you. Mexican peso remittance. Yes. Don't you know that you need somebody? Don't you know that you need someone? Everybody needs somebody. I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. Don't you know that you need somebody? All right. So, what does Uncle Wayne teach you to do on a day like this and perhaps tomorrow? I've done an entire video, by the way. If you go to YouTube and search for, whatever I call it, how to trade the Mexican peso or something like that, there's an entire video outlining that today, not yesterday, today, and maybe tomorrow, you look for the Mexican peso to surprisingly get strong, even if there's a weakening trend. Oh, thank you, Artem. Holy smokes. Okay. So what does this show you here? Did the Mexican peso get strong today? Or did it weaken today? Because you can see, obviously, it moved. Is that a strong peso or a weak? Now, in that video I made, I don't know, let's guess, 6 months ago, is it predicting that today the peso would get strong? Yeah. And does it explain why it probably will? Yeah. Well, then you're welcome. Imagine how some people are surprised by how the foreign exchange market moves. They're like, oh my God, that's so surprising. So everybody's in on that, right? Wow, I'm still struggling with my voice. Anyways. Yeah, you got to watch the video. Good. Yeah, I got to watch the video. Let me double check it's the right one. You never know. Oh, do you want to share the entire window? Sure. There we go. Yeah. Cool. Looks right to me.
So anyways,
anyways,
what has happened, what I noticed, how about this? What I noticed, what got me thinking about this, is I did study the Mexican peso for a while. So this was something I taught for several years, for free, of course. But I had noticed the peso tended to get strong at certain times. I thought, well, that's interesting. So I looked at back data, and not always, but quite often, at the same time.
All right, so cool, huh? All right, so anyways, another lucky day. Lucky day, lucky day. That's Mexican peso getting strong, as it's supposed to, based on theory anyways. Now, don't tell my professors at Harvard that, because they believe it's unpredictable. So don't tell them. I don't want to get into trouble. Right? Don't tell them. Don't get me into trouble. So you're right. The stock market's not predictable. You're right, sir. Uh-oh, what did I do? I clicked on something and messed it up. There we go. That's not what I wanted. Don't look at my stuff. Don't look at my junk. All right. Okay, yen. Got a lot going on the yen. Oh, let's do gold. So, what was it, a month ago? We said it would go from 13 to 12. Guess what we hit today and yesterday? We hit 1,200. So you and I together as a team, you and me and you, us, we dropped gold $100 an ounce to our predicted drop, in which we're thinking maybe now it could potentially go up a little bit. Hey, you know what? $100 here and $100 there, pretty soon it adds up to real money. Okay? How cool is that though, huh? $100 is pretty serious. So that's what's going on here. Who knows what happens next? But it's the last day of the month and we're on the monthly pivot. Isn't that crazy? Now, let me blow your mind away. I know you already know this, but I have to point it out. It's my job. What is the highest high in May in regards to monthly pivot points? What was our highest high? Never got any higher in the pivot points for the entire month of May. I'll give you a hint. I'm pointing at it. M3. So if the top of the month is M3, based on the pivot point theory I teach you, the one that I put in my book 8 years ago, what is the projected target? What is the projected low? for the entire month of May. M1. What did we hit yesterday? What are we like $3 away from at the moment? M1. Oh, snap. Is that what? Now, if you see this orange line, I have it dropping down to 112.06. We're currently 112.11 or 10 something. Okay. And that was predicted only because of that pivot point theory. So if you recall, we actually drew this orange line like 2 weeks ago. All right, so we need to do this. This is, I know you're going to say, Wayne, why do we do this? It's important. Let me ask you a redundant, not redundant, rhetorical question, but you need to answer it. Ideally, you say it out loud. Let me ask you, do professional traders use monthly pivot points? And it's important because you're actually programming your brain. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about the guy next to you in the chat room. Oh, what are they going to think about me? Who cares? Right? Do it for yourself. You need to program your brain. Okay, cool. And if you said yes, then maybe you need to incorporate them into your trading. Well, Wayne, how do I incorporate them into my trading? I don't know. Why don't you sit down and think and think and think and ponder and ponder? I can't get the honey out of the honey pot. Right? No, come on. Think, 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 think. I mean, that's the whole thing. Print out a bunch of charts and just get obsessed over incorporating monthly pivot points into your trading. And being obsessed and throwing everything you got into it and looking and researching and researching and researching and I don't know, do whatever you want to do, build your own alpha. That way you don't say, I wonder what Wayne would do here. You don't think of that anymore. You think, what should I be doing here? Okay? Get involved. Get active. Get mad. Get angry. Get scared. Oh my God, I got to figure this out. Holy crap, I got to figure this out. Whatever works, man. Okay? Now, at the end of the day, all these monthlies are going to move. So I don't know how relevant they are anymore, but we certainly hit our, target. What did somebody hack Carrie? What's her name? Katy Perry's Twitter account? Oh my God, that's such important news. Somebody hacked Katy Perry's Twitter account? Oh no! What did the Kardashians say about it? Then you ask the same person that follows all that. So, who runs the Central Bank of the United States of America? Who's the Vice President of the United States of America? What's Kim Kardashian's fat brother's wife's baby's name? Oh, I knew that. All right. Charles. You're so funny. So anyways, there's the stock market. We're up on high. Okay. Remember when we were down here, someone was asking about, the end of the U.S. stock market, the imminent crash, I think the word was, crash up in here. Oh, and who sent me the video about the U.S. dollar was going to lose its reserve currency status, and the whole world was going to crash on May 28th. Come on now. No, somebody did. And I'm not saying, I'm not like, oh, it was DeBista, my buddy DeBista. Yeah. So I hope everybody's okay. I hope everybody's okay. You know, I hope the world didn't crash for you. Seems pretty ordinary today. Okay, cool. Hey, Brazilian unemployment rate just came out, 11.2%. And I don't think that's considered good. Where's that, Zelda? South Africa? Yeah. Okay, so anyways, stock market up high, crude oil up high. If these things start coming down, I still wouldn't call it a crash. What happens when you hit resistance up high? Some people take profit. Okay. And here's silver. So the dude that predicted it was going to be the end of the world, basically, the end of the financial world on May 28th, which was Saturday, he also said that silver, which we're looking at, will be at something like $90 an ounce. And when he made the prediction, silver was $34 an ounce. Well, it's now $16 an ounce. Okay. Okay. So when the video came out, it was up here. Turns out it didn't go to 90 at all, in fact. Seems like it went from 34, where he predicted it, down to 13, not 90. But the logic, I think, was interesting, because nothing wrong with the logic. Because what he said was it had to do with the silver gold ratio, based on gold and the price of silver. But more importantly, he said silver's trading as an industrial metal. He says if we move away from fiat currencies and start using silver as a currency, because most people can't afford an ounce of gold, and it's hard to take an ounce of gold and trade it for bread and milk and eggs, right? So silver is a little bit better because it's cheaper. So if silver becomes a currency again, then the demand for silver for a currency will go up, and sure, it'll go from 34, whatever the spot price is, and it'll go up. Makes sense to me, except the end of the world never happened. Not yet. Maybe it takes some time. Yeah, it was Schiff. Yeah. So 16 bucks an ounce might be important to some people, though. So you might want to pay attention if you are a silver trader. So we predicted gold would come down $100 an ounce, and it did. What did silver do over the last month or so? From 18 down to 16? I don't know how big that is. But if you wanted to buy it, if you're a silver bug, that doesn't look crazy, does it? As an opportunity? Notice it's also a weekly support pivot. Or not. You also remember if you hit your weekly targets early in the week, like Monday or Tuesday, which we did here on silver, then by the end of the week, you're likely to touch the weekly central. So you could be trying to play that out. It's a little different, little dangerous though, because obviously people are still shorting this. I say obviously because if you look at that, that's pretty basic. So somebody still shorted the lower high. But, you know, if you're paying attention and you want to take it to the central, you're going to watch for something to happen here. Okay. Right? This is where you'd want the higher high, higher low, and work your way up north. Norda. Deutsche Bank just went long euro pound. What about you dum-dums? Bloody Deutsche Bank. Up, 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 up. And, oh, we wanted to do yen, Aussie yen, right? This is the one I wanted to discuss with you. Let me get my drawing tool. I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. Deutsche Bank. Okay. There's the good news that happened in Asia. Oh, that's such good news. What do I teach you to do in situations like this? Fib it, buy the pullback. Okay. Where's the sweet spot? 382 to 618. Thank you. That would put us here. So if you caught what? Is it possible you were watching the psychological level of 80 or the 50% retracement? So anyways, nice little opportunity, right? Now you guys are working on swing trading. I teach you how to swing trade. One of the things I look at is I look at yesterday's high. I look at yesterday's low. Okay, and I fib that distance. Okay, and I look at the 382, the 50%, and the 618. And of course, what I'm looking at is the direction of the previous trading day. So I'm looking at, okay, the day was up. What's the likelihood the next day will be up? Pretty high. So somewhere between the 382 and 618 is what I'm going to look at today to buy. Now, you can see news took it a little early, but, you know, it came down to, what, 79.75, and the 382 is 79.63. You know, it came down with 10 or 15 pips. Credit Suisse just put a limit order on to short USD yen. Uh-huh. Bloody Credit Suisse. Don't you know that you need somebody? So anyways, you maybe could have possibly caught that, but it looks like news took you. GDP out of India just came out, 7.9%. South African April trade balance up slightly. Their prior surplus revised lower. Seems like they made a mistake by about 33% in last month's calculations. 33%. Close enough for government work. What if yesterday's low wasn't a swing, but price kept going down? I'm not quite sure what you're saying, Miles, but you have to make judgments on where the market's going today, whatever that means. And if it's not easy to make that call, then maybe the market's sideways. Okay, so you have to take a lot of things in consideration. Why is it going to go up? Why is it going to go down? And if you can't answer that clearly, then maybe you don't know and maybe you shouldn't do the trade, right? Yeah, well, you're still looking for tops and bottoms, right? You still have to measure peaks and valleys. So you're saying at the end of the day, it's also the low of the day, and then the new day starts and it's just new lower. Yeah, well, apparently it's falling. Still got to wait for a retracement, right? So psychological level for USD yen. Doesn't Uncle Wayne tell you to be ready for moves at psych levels? Look at that beautiful breakout that we wedged. Beautiful. I'm just trying to fit in, okay? So I had it going up to 113, dropping back down to 110, and then working our way up to 115. Not quite there yet, but that's a long-term play, right? Me. Another part, if I were to argue against this, is that I actually kind of want to see yen strength between now and July. So I would actually like it to come down, let's say all of June. But if the Fed hikes, dude, this is going north. So here we are, $1.11, and these are usually key levels. Now you need to ask yourself, is it going to be supportive or is it going to act as resistance? Okay, and that's for you to observe and prepare for. A lot of news today too. So in about 15 minutes, we got Canadian GDP, eh? Personal, U.S. personal income spending data. Now, do you think income is important? Yeah. So if you put things economically together, you string them together, right? What? You have jobs and wages and income, and then spending, and then inflation. So income is required for spending, right? Otherwise known as consumption. And where does consumption get measured? GDP. So then if a company hires an employee, pays them a good salary, right? At some point they're going to pay down their debt and all these other things, but eventually, if they feel confident that their income is going to be there forever, they're going to start spending, right? That shows up in GDP. And what do? They buy goods and services from whom? Companies. So now companies, like let's say retail sales, let's say those retail people, they sell their product. So now they need to order, right, new orders from factories. Factories come online, so capacity utilization data, right? So, and if they're expanding, they might need to hire some more employees. They might need bigger factories, right? They might need new factories. They might need to replace old equipment with new equipment. And all that, what do you call that? When a company, let's say a factory, buys a new piece of equipment, do you call that spending? No, you call it investment. Thank you, Peter. So where does that get measured? If I had a goatee, I'd be rubbing it now. GDP. GDP. Thank you, Peter. 1, 2, you rock. GDP. Yeah, boy. So why do we watch all these little things like retail sales, new orders, capacity utilization, productivity, wages, jobs? Yeah, clues to what GDP is going to be. So there's really two things going on here, right? What's the dual mandate of the Federal Reserve Bank of the world? There's Grandma yelling up there. What's the dual mandate for the Federal Reserve Bank of the world? Of the earth? No, it's not jobs. Okay, maintain a healthy economy. Let's call that GDP. And then the other one's inflation. PCE, CPI, PPI, whatever you want. So it's GDP and PCE that the Fed watches most closely. Hallelujah. Personal consumption and expenditures. Yeah, not CPI. That's right. Grow the economy, but not too quickly. Grow the economy, not too quickly. Grow the economy. Okay. So, yeah, interesting stuff. So anyways, we got some kitty cat GDP, but we have U.S. personal income and spending data. And then we have personal consumption and expenditures data. Got some interesting things going on. Also Should we include housing prices in our inflationary data? So housing is important to an economist because it assumes you can read a lot of things into it. Is there demand for homes? Is there credit available? So what if you, you know, like during the financial crisis, I have two examples. I bought a car dirt cheap. I bought a house dirt cheap. And the only reason I could do it is I had cash. Just amazing. Just people didn't have it. And you go to a bank. And say, hey, I got this great deal on this house. It's beautiful. It's 50% of what it used to be. I want to buy it. And the bank says, are you crazy? People just you couldn't even get the credit. So is that a healthy economy where the credit markets are frozen? Right? Same thing with the car. It was funny. The car dealer couldn't pay his own mortgage, couldn't pay for the cost of his land for his car dealerships. I don't think they had any employees working. I think everyone was laid off by then. This guy was absolutely phenomenally desperate for money. He was begging me to buy his car. Like, I don't know, 12,000 miles, man. It's a lot of miles. No, it's good. It's good. Good deal for you, bro. So anyways, I got a good deal because I could just say, well, here's a pile of cash. He said 5 other people tried to buy that car. They all went to the bank, couldn't get a loan. There was no money at the bank. Holy smokes, right? So if homes are selling and, for ever slowly increasing prices, then it shows that the economy is healthy, that new money's coming in, old people are retiring and moving to condos, young families are moving in because they need the bedrooms, they need the good school districts, and the house hasn't been fixed up in 25 years, right? So now they got to, redo everything because it still looks like 1989 in the house. So, all of a sudden, new carpets, new hardwood floors, new appliances, granite countertops, upgrade the electrical, redo the bathrooms, put new roof, update the landscaping, fix the sprinklers, and all of a sudden all that new money is rolling in, and it's so important for so many different things, right? So new houses mean new credit. New credit means evolution of the neighborhood. And once that house has been fixed up, the value of that house is going to go up. There's just so much built into that, right? Are you able to get a mortgage if you don't have a job or a steady job or a well-paying job? So you can read a lot. How about durable goods, right? You go in and you buy a new stainless steel, fridge. Right? You buy yourself a Sub-Zero fridge. You buy yourself a Wolf stove. Boom. So we have Case Shiller coming out. Shiller's a Yale man, so I'm going to say it's a dumb report. No, it's not a dumb report. But it measures housing prices in multiple cities around the United States. To an economist, you want to kind of capture that. Is it going to move your market? No. Is it something that the Fed discusses? No, they never sit around. I mean, yeah, okay, if it's tanking, they're going to talk about it. But if it's just normal and on trend, then there's nothing really to discuss, right? So as long as it's cool, it's cool. But you can look at it and say, well, as a currency trader, all right, well,
you know, as long as it's on trend, I feel happy and confident. Okay. It's kind of hard to have inflation if the housing market's falling, durable goods orders are falling because of no one's buying new stuff. Retail sales are going to be down. Industrial utilization, back in capacity utilization, and all these statistics are going to be down, and therefore maybe the economy is not growing very well. So if we got a core PCE year over year of 2%, what does that tell us today? In the here and now. Means the Fed's going to have to raise interest rates and fast. Keep them separated. They're only expecting 1.6. Okay. Personal income 0.4, PCE 0.4, month over month 0.2, but year over year 1.6. So look for anything over 1.6 is an absolute total guarantee the Fed's going to raise interest rates in June. Okay, if this comes out 1.8, 1.9, 2.0, absolute total guarantee, signed, sealed, and delivered by Grandma Yellen. And what does that mean for the value of the US dollar? Let me just make sure that we're all clear on that. So we look at this then and say, maybe I should have bought this at 111. There's a place where traders go to cry their losers away. And they call it Lonesome Town, where the losing traders stay. Going down to Lonely Town, where the broken trades stay. All right, it's going to be good. Going down to Lonesome Town to cry my troubles away. About 90 seconds, maybe even a little bit less. One thing you could do is look at the trend in interest rates over the last year. Are interest rates going up? Are they going down? Or are they sideways? Or look at GDP from various countries. More importantly, the trend. Any second now.
Not sure if I've missed it. I'm going to have to refresh. I think I might be stalled. Did I miss it? All right, I'm going to refresh my browser. I think my app is stalled. No?
Government spending and April PC deflators will Canada GDP data in just 2 seconds. Income 0.4% is in line with expectations. Spending 1.0% is 0.3 higher than expected. Back month rise down 1/10. PC deflator at 0.3%. Month on month 1.1% year over year in line with expectations. Core also in line at 0.2% and 1.6%. Canada GDP month on month of minus 0.2% is 1/10 lower than expected year over year. 1.1% is 0.3 lower than expected. And the quarterly at 2.4% is 0.4 lower than expected for Canada. Back month Canada quarterly revised to 0.5% from 0.8%.
Right. Canada crushed negative 0.2. That core PCE I told you to look out for year over year came out as expected. So what do you think? Dollar strong, then dollar weak? What do you think? A pop and stop? Oh, look, Bloomberg is now reporting it. Oh, thank you, Bloomberg. Thank you. Only 30 seconds late. So let's get some stats here. Just looking around here. 1.6 as expected on the year-over-year core income and expending. Let's take a look at that. Personal savings, 5.4% versus 5.9% prior. Interesting, huh? Less savings. PCE up on real terms, which is adjusted for inflation. Personal spending last month was actually revised down. Wonder if we can get some other nicer things to look at. Let me see if I can get you some new, better candy. I love candy. I love candy. In true government fashion, their data is ugly as sin. I like pretty charts. I love candy. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so let's read some of this. Wages and salaries increased 38.6 billion in April, compared with an increase of 30.7 billion in March. How about that, guys, huh? That's almost 70 billion more dollars in the last 60 days. Hey, $1 billion every single day? Pretty soon that adds up to real money, huh? That increase is bigger than many economies, huh? So anyways, okay, boom, 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 boom. Government wages and salaries increased 1.4 billion. Supplements to wages and salaries increased $6 billion in April. Fine. Proprietors' income increased almost $8 billion in April, versus a contrast of of losing $1 billion in March. Farmers make nothing, of course, but at least they didn't lose as much as last month. Rental income of persons increased $2.5 billion in April. Shows you some people are making money in real estate, huh? Because they made $5.5 billion in March. Blah, 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 blah. Contributions for government social insurance increased $4.7 billion. What? What are we going to do with that money? I think we're going to put it in a giant pile and burn it. Oh, Zelda, you're following the fundamentals course? Yeah, cool. Well, that's neat. Money supply, money creation, all that. That's nice, huh? Good for you. Personal outlays, personal savings. Look at all this wonderful data, huh? What beautiful numbers. You can go through this and get involved. Hey, man. Kind of looks like what I drew. Yeah, because you're running a bank now, huh? That's good. Right on. Boom! There's your 1618. You know, Zelda, and let me know if this is on track. Because I was thinking, I guess it was over the weekend. I had this thought that maybe I could go back and add another video in that banking section of the fundamentals course. Although there's a lot of information on the banking side, but I thought I could go through and do a video on all the different types of banks that there are, because a lot of people just don't know the difference between a retail bank, a commercial bank, an investment bank, for example, how they make money, what their goals are, what their, what's the difference between, a bank like SunTrust here in Atlanta versus Bank of America versus Deutsche Bank versus Goldman Sachs, But I don't know if that's a little bit off topic or not, but I think some people might be interested, but I'm not really sure. Oh, Morgan Stanley just set a limit order for USD yen. They want to sell it at 112.40. Oh, well, that's way out there, dude. 112.40, huh? What is that, my target? All right. 112.40. Oh, it's here. Look at that. Thank you, Morgan Stanley. Oh, yeah, look at that. Morgan Stanley wants to sell it off my first wave target, then retracement, and then up. Smarty pantses. Huh? So again, I'm just again pointing out that you can be a huge investment bank trading in the foreign exchange with the goal of making money, right? You're not hedging, you're trading. And what they do and what we do is no different. The difference between you and them is you're smarter, but they have more money. So right off that daily R3, Morgan Stanley has already placed an order to sell. Credit Suisse is going to short Euro USD at 112.15. Credit Suisse is also going to short this one at 111.60. Okay. Which is what? What pivot is this? Daily R1. All right. Yeah. Shocking. Credit Suisse is going to sell USD yen at the daily R1. See, like it's not complicated. All of a sudden you're like, wow, that's kind of like amateur hour basic stuff. Uh-huh. All right. So anyways, I got friends in high places. So what did we do? Did we cover everything today? Pig Dog's a mess. Holy smokes. Aussie's at that top. It's either going to break or it's not. Kitty Cat getting crushed here. Yeah, bad news out of Canada, as I covered, and then fairly okay, you know. See, the news out of the United States, I believe, is being interpreted as if the Fed was going to raise interest rates in June, there's no reason to change that. If they're going to push it off to July, there's no reason to change that. So there's nothing to change whatever their decision was going to be anyways. I just got an error message by Adobe Air. Can you guys still see the chart? Yeah, okay, good. But anyways, you know what? My throat's shot. So why don't we call it a day and we'll regroup tomorrow? It's going to be a very, very busy day, so you know, skip scalp your way around, or get yourself into some trades, jam the stop, and see if you can get lucky and see if the news will carry it, or just OCO the heck out of it today. So, anyways, hey, thank you for being on my team. You make me want to do an hour-and-a-half webinar every day when I'm sick. You give me the strength to do what needs to get done, and I appreciate that. So peace on earth, may the pips be with you, may your profits be above average, and I'll see you tomorrow. Remember, interact with each other on Forex.Today. Have you guys posted your trading ideas on the activity stream yet? Why don't you give that a try? Will you do that for me? It just one sentence and one screenshot of a trade idea. Would you do that for me? Do you know where I'm talking about? Okay, let me show you. So you are now empowered to post your own trade plans. Let me move this here. Okay, you go to Forex.Today. You click up on activity, and this is the community now, not just the analysts, but the community now getting together and sharing ideas and collaborating. And it updates like a here we go. It updates like a, what do you call it, Facebook wall. So you can say, my trade plan today is, and you type it all out, and then you could click on the little camera to add your image. So so you click the little upload button, and you find your image, right? See, and it uploaded. It was that quick, right? And then you just simply you post it. See, my trade plan today is that when someone clicks on it, oh snap! It's full screen and beautiful, gorgeous. Okay, and then people can comment on it and give you feedback, like, "Dude, seriously?" Right? Just a test, bro. Okay, so would you do that? No, Miles, but you show initiative and leadership, and who knows? Maybe I'll make you famous. Okay, so get involved. Be a leader in the community. Bring success to yourself and to others. Okay. Now, if someone added a post, automatically this is going to tell me that there's a new post. So it's going to just keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. Okay. Cool. So thank you for that. So peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. And I'll see you every single trading day for as long as you need or want. Okay. I'm here to make you success. Cheers.